Here we have a new 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Now this 1500 comes in the custom trim level in Summit White. And then we have jet black cloth interior. The powertrain consists of what Chevrolet has now deemed the TURBOMAX engine. So that's that 2.7 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. That's mated to the 8-speed automatic transmission. But pretty much a direct carryover from the 23 model. They just did little things like change the engine name on the window sticker. But as we come around to the front end here, we get those halogen headlamps. That hard plastic black grille, which actually looks pretty good on the customs, as I've said this before, especially if you're on a budget, or if you just want to save some money. You don't necessarily have to be on a budget, but those higher trims can bring in a lot more money. Down here we have these 20-inch gloss black aluminum wheels. As we open the door here, there's the handle. Power door lock controls are here. And then we have one-touch automatic up and down for the driver's side window, and then express down for the other 3 windows. Power mirror controls are here, and then the rear window locks there. Bottle holders, map pocket. Now with this one having 4-wheel drive, the 4-wheel drive controls are right here. And then we do have our tow haul mode, which we can toggle right there. And then the headlamp controls, the electronic parking brake, which you press to engage, hit the brake, press it again to disengage. Hood releases there, pedals. Then we have a manual tilt steering wheel. And here's the power driver's seat, and we have 2-way power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the space behind that seat. But first, just a quick look at the window sticker here. Big shout out to Chevrolet Buick GMC of Murfreesboro for letting me review this truck today. I'm gonna try and get you all a good angle just to go over all the options on this. And this sticker's right at $53,100. So this is the space behind the driver's seat. Great room, of course. Tons of headroom, tons of leg room. And actually tons of room for my hips as well. I'm not even in that middle seat like you are in a lot of vehicles, just where it's so wide back here. And I like that we have seat back pockets on both sides. Rear AC vents here, USB-C, USB-A charge port. And I'm impressed that we have the LED dome lights back here. And then tons of space to hang shirt hangers and whatnot, or uniforms. And then we can fold this seat up here. And then your storage is right in there. Fuel filler there. And then as we come around to the back, I love the black badging on the back here, specifically on the Summit White. Just looks super good. And then this one does have an optional hard tonneau cover. It's from the factory. And then with the spray-on bed liner here, we also get this 120-volt 3-prong plug-in. So I like how this one is spec'd out, especially for the money, having the plug in the back, having the tonneau cover. But over here to the front passenger side, manual seat there. That controls the seat back, and this pushes the seat bottom forward and back. Lockable glove compartment here with owner's manuals, and we have a top pocket here as well. Now coming back around to the front, popping the hood here, mostly covered up, but there's that TURBOMAX engine. But next, to go ahead and hop in the driver's seat. So there is the steering wheel there, vinyl plastic. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth, and then we have that Apple CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility. And we can connect those phones there. Walks you right through it, and then it'll ask you want to connect that wireless CarPlay, Android Auto compatibility too. We have the rear seat reminder, buckle to drive, teen driver, Wi-Fi hotspot, and then for the backup camera, we have the guidelines that follow us as we turn the steering wheel, and a pretty good picture. But the volume can be adjusted here. Click there to mute, and then you can seek here, hit that phone button to go to the Bluetooth when it's connected. And then we have the single zone manual climate controls. We can actually turn the system on or off by hitting this button, and then fan speed can be adjusted, temperature here, AC, and then fan direction there. We have that standard lane keep assist with lane departure, auto stop toggle. We can lower that tailgate from up here, hazards, traction control, 12-volt USB-C and USB-A input, trailer brake controller, and then another 120-volt 3-prong plug-in for the front. Bottle holders are here. And this third seat, there's a center console cubby space, and then we can pull this up and it becomes a third seat, and then to get it back down you have to pull that latch there. There's a view of the back seat from up here. Vanity mirror, but no light there. And back over to the steering wheel. Cruise control could be toggled there, cancel. And we can set the speeds, and then we have the forward collision alert gap adjust there. I'm actually surprised we don't have any buttons behind the steering wheel. So those are gone. Windshield wiper controls are here. Intermittent, low, high, one time, auto high beam toggle, and then front wiper fluid. And then for the high beams, we can toggle those on or off and flash there. And then to put the vehicle in a gear, pull when your foot's on the brake, reverse, neutral, drive. Then you have that low gear, and that's where you can manually shift. And it'll show you what gear you're in, the bottom right corner. And then over here, see if I can show this way. With the knob, we can scroll through our options here. So all that's there. You can change your units from US to metric there. And then we have our trip meter there, and then fuel range and all of that. We get the standard push button start. Finally, here's the key fob with remote start. But next, to go ahead and take this Silverado 1500 Custom with the TURBOMAX engine out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive out in this Silverado Custom with the TURBOMAX, I've said this before in some of the older models, but I like the turbo engine. I love the blow-off sound, and I just like how peppy it is. It's fun to drive, and it's a bit more fuel efficient than the standard V8. Now, I did forget to show the door jamb where the tow capacities are. So I'll include all those specs in the description below, but let's give it some throttle here. And I think for most people in this segment, I mean, you gotta think, a lot of people, I don't even want to say the majority, I don't know much about truck owners. I mean, I know what I use my truck for, and it's mostly for hauling. I don't even tow with it. So for a lot of people, if you need to tow, you're gonna think about getting the V8 anyway. But if you're wanting to haul something, a lot of the times it doesn't matter, and you want to be as fuel efficient as possible. So for those people who maybe want a full-size truck, don't want to pay for a full-size truck, this is a good way to go, because you're getting the fuel economy of pretty much a V6 mid-size truck, like maybe a Frontier, Tacoma, but you're getting the usability of a big truck. Now, if you're towing close to the towing capacity, you may feel you may be feeling like you're lacking there, but other than that, I mean, if you're just hauling around something and that's what you need your truck for the most part, and 90% of the time you're commuting, this is the best way, in my opinion. Now, it's not as quick as the V8, but it feels just as fast having that turbocharged 4-cylinder. And it definitely saves you at least $1,000 or so as opposed to optioning in the V8 or even that bigger 6.2 liter V8. Now, in terms of the price point, I think you might want to go, a lot of people might be thinking to go with the F-150, getting that EcoBoost. I feel like you get a bit more power with that, with the V6, but I just like how this one, I feel like the turbocharger puts in more work than the EcoBoost engine does with this Silverado. And you're probably looking around the same price point with everything considered. And I mean, Ford is pretty much going band for band with this Silverado here. You have the wireless CarPlay, Android Auto with both of those. I think they might have the 10-speed with the V6s though, even in those, the F-150s. So you only have the 8-speed here. But I feel like you're gonna get a little better fuel economy with this one, especially if you don't keep your foot in it. And I feel like the interiors are about the same. The Ford might feel a bit more luxurious to certain people, but for me, I just like how this one's set out. And specifically with all the options like the spray-on bed liner, the tonneau cover, being able to have this 120 volt down here. Again, I like the spec on this one. And then that Dark Essentials package is like $350 to get all the badging blacked out. Highly recommend that, especially on this Summit White. But trucks are expensive nowadays. I guess they've kind of always been expensive, but I mean, that's what they're going for. They're bringing in mid-50s with semi-basic packages, or trim levels, I guess I should say. But this one does come with a lifetime warranty, and with some of these bigger dealerships that are part of groups, that's one of the pluses you get to going through a bigger store, or at least even a small mom and pop shop that offers a lifetime powertrain warranty. It's nice to have that here. So if you're worried about this TurboMax engine, maybe you don't think there's been enough research done or enough high mileage trucks to see exactly what needs to be fixed on it, the engine, transmission, and the turbocharger are covered under that warranty. So I mean, I think it's a pretty decent truck long term, especially with that warranty. You just may want to go with a naturally aspirated V6 from Ram or the EcoBoost V6 from Ford. But me personally, this one does it for me. And this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2024 Chevrolet Silverado 1500 in the custom trim level.